So let's get right into this and talk about the next stimulus check that is coming your way, the third stimulus check. It's going to happen in the next few months. There are some analysts that are saying 85% chance by the end of March. I know a lot of you want to know the timeline. Is it going to happen? This check is going to be $1,400. That's what's been outlined by Biden. That's what the House is going to go with. And that's the only one the Senate's going to pass. I know a lot of people want $2,000 checks, but it's not going to be $2,000. It's going to be $1,400. I also noticed there was a lot of pessimists on the page commenting, Vin, it's never going to happen. They're just stringing us along. But what are you talking about? We already got one stimulus check at $1,200. We got a second one at $600. This would just be a third one. Now we have Democrats running the Senate, the House, and the presidency. So it could happen. I mean, this is not out of the realm of possibility. It's not like being struck by lightning 5 times. A $1,400 check in the next few months is a very high probability. The analyst saying 85% by the end of March. I'm not too far off on that either. I might lower my percentages just a little bit from 85%, but I think it's definitely possible. Right now, we're seeing unemployment claims in the United States of America going through the roof. We had 965,000 unemployment claims in the week ending on January 9th, which was 181,000 more than the week previous. So we've also seen all of the holiday hirings and those temporary jobs cut off, which was buffering up the employment numbers, but that has now ended. In addition, we are also now seeing the highest numbers in the United States on record, 4,300 deaths in one day. All this is pointing to the need for more economic stimulus relief from now until normal. That's what I'm going to talk about. Now until normal, we need another bridge. We've had 2 bridges so far. We need a third bridge, and I think the $1,400 check is a part of that third bridge. So how's this all going to go down? So let's talk about this quote from CBS News. There's an 85% chance that a scaled down package will be passed in the first 3 months of 2021, predicts Heights Security Hammond. This is Hunter Hammond. He's one of the United States' highest economic analysts. And then later down the article, we see this from Alec Phillips. He is the chief U.S. political economist with Goldman Sachs. He thinks the package could be passed in mid-February to mid-March. And guess what? I agree with those analysts, especially the part where they're saying they think it's going to be a scaled down package. This was in my video 2 days ago where I said Joe Biden's number was too high. Maybe he did it purposely. Maybe he did $1.9 trillion because he realized it would be negotiated down. You don't want to start low and have it negotiated lower. You want to start high and have it negotiated lower. And so I came out with that claim that I thought it was a little too high. Most people agreed with me, although there were some people who said, Vin, how dare you say such a thing like that? We need those high numbers and we need that money. It's not about me being wrong or getting upset at me or anything like that. I'm just telling you how it is. The political environment and arena in which we live in the United States of America is going to dictate right now that a $1.9 to $2 trillion package is not going to get passed through our Senate and through the Congress as a whole. It's going to have to be negotiated down. And these analysts who know what they're talking about are saying the same thing. I thought it was going to be between $900 billion and $1.4 trillion. Earlier in the article, Hunter Hammond was saying between $1 trillion and $1.5 trillion. We're not that far off. So how is this all going to go down? I believe by the end of this week or early next week, January 25th, the House of Representatives is going to begin working on drafting this new bill. It's probably going to take them 2 to 3 weeks to draft it, read it, and pass it. So let's say around February 15th to February 22nd, they get it done, and then they send it off to the Senate. Good thing in the Senate right now, it's going to hit the floor. Mitch McConnell is no longer the majority leader. Schumer is. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not a Schumer fan, but what I can tell you is that Chuck Schumer is at least going to put it to the Senate floor for a vote. If it is a $1.9 to $2 trillion number or higher, even in that ballpark, it is not going to pass the Senate. I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm trying to be a realist. I'm just letting you know how it's going to go down. So around February 22nd, we're going to see this thing fail in the Senate. But that doesn't mean it's over. They're going to negotiate and rework the number down in a smaller package. But guess what they're going to keep in that package? The $1,400 stimulus checks. I guarantee it. They're not taking those out. The question then arises, how long is it going to take them to modify this? I think it's going to take another 2 to 3 weeks for them to modify the bill and then pass it through the Senate. And then, of course, it's going to pass through the House. You're going to have a number of Democrats that are going to want higher numbers, but I think they're going to be okay okay with lower numbers because they're going to look at the future of the Democrats running the House, the Senate, and the presidency and say, if we want to put another package through later on, we can do that. But let's get this one that's been negotiated down passed through now. So I think they're going to be fine with it. And it's going to be passed by both branches of Congress, the House and the Senate, and signed by Joe Biden probably between mid-March and end March. Now, what if there's some problems? What if they can't negotiate it down? If they can't do it in 2 months or so, this is where I think they're going to go to the budget reconciliation plan. Of course, that plan which was passed in the 1980s to get through bills in the Senate by only having it be a simple majority, although those bills are supposed to be related to keeping the budget in order, and this is not necessarily that. However, there's ways you can finagle it in. I don't think they're going to initially go with that. I think they're going to try to get the 60 votes, and I think a modified bill will get the 60 votes by the end of March, and I believe it will include a $1,400 stimulus check for you, the American people. But if that modification does not work and they foresee that it's just being blocked over and over again, there's no way to get it through. Not even a $900 billion stimulus plan is going to go through anymore. We're going to go to budget reconciliation, in which they're going to look for a simple majority to pass it through the Senate. But I don't think you're going to have to worry about seeing that come up until around April if they can't get the modifications to work. If they do that, basically they're going to try to get 51 votes to pass it through the Senate, and they'll probably be able to do so, but they don't want to go straight to that because that's almost like your last resort. You don't want to go right to your last resort right away. You want to try to get it, funnel it through the correct way at first and then use that last resort later. Do I agree with Hunter Hammond? Absolutely. Do I agree with Alec Phillips, who is the chief political economist for Goldman Sachs? Absolutely. Do I believe that they're going to get it through? I really do. If you did not see your $600 stimulus check from the previous package, I'm going to release another video later on today, which is going to show you exactly what you need to do if that is your situation. Obviously, it's not a great situation. You shouldn't be in that situation, but there is a way to solve it, and not only solve it for this one, but also solve it for what I believe is going to be another stimulus check to get us from now to normal. I do, though, think that this next stimulus check that we get is probably going to be the end of the stimulus checks. It's going to be the end of the stimulus era. I don't see how there's going to be more after this. I think it's all going to be tapped out at that point. As always, if you want to be kept up to date on all of this information, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, I would love to have you come along with us. As always, I will catch you next time.